Joel Barish does not want to be seen. He does not announce himself. He does not assert. He does not impose. Joel moves through the world quietly, as if trying not to disturb it. Or, more accurately, as if trying not to be disturbed by it. He is withdrawn, hesitant, self-monitoring. He apologizes when he speaks. He hesitates when he feels. At first glance, Joel looks like a classic introvert. He's sensitive, thoughtful, and emotionally deep. But introversion is not the same as emotional avoidance. Joel's defining trait is not introspection. It is disappearance. Joel does not retreat inward to understand himself. He retreats inward to avoid impact, his own and other people's. And that distinction matters. Joel Barish is not heartbroken because he loved too deeply. He is heartbroken because he never learned how to stay present inside love. Eternal Sunshine is often described as a story about memory, loss, and fate. But psychologically, it is something far more specific. It is the portrait of a man who believes the safest way to live is to feel less, and who only realizes too late that numbness is not the same as peace. Joel's psychology is defined by emotional inhibition. This is not repression. Repression is unconscious. Joel knows what he feels. He simply does not allow those feelings to take up space. He minimizes them. He softens them. He doubts them. Joel learned early that expressing emotion invites consequence. And consequence feels dangerous. So instead of engaging, he retreats. Instead of responding, he absorbs. Instead of asserting needs, he internalizes disappointment. This creates a familiar psychological pattern. Joel experiences emotion intensely, but processes it privately, without relational release. Which means nothing resolves. Feelings accumulate. Resentment simmers. Loneliness deepens. But outwardly, Joel remains nice, quiet, non-confrontational. This is not emotional maturity, it is emotional self-erasure. Joel has learned that staying small feels safer than being rejected. Clementine does not complete Joel. She destabilizes him. Psychologically, Clementine represents everything Joel suppresses: spontaneity, anger, joy, self-expression, and emotional immediacy. She feels first, acts second, and explains later. Joel does the opposite. This creates attraction, but not compatibility. Joel doesn't fall in love with Clementine because she understands him. He falls in love because she carries the parts of him he refuses to live. This is projection, but not idealization in the romantic sense. It's substitution. Clementine becomes the emotional organ Joel never developed. So when conflict arises, which it inevitably does, Joel doesn't know how to engage. He retreats. She escalates. He withdraws further. Not because he doesn't care, but because care feels overwhelming when you lack emotional agency. The procedure that Joel undergoes is not science fiction. It is psychology made literal. Joel doesn't erase Clementine to move on. He erases her to avoid integration. To remember pain is to accept responsibility, mutual failure, and emotional risk. Joel wants relief without reckoning. This is avoidance coping at its most extreme. But as his memories disappear, something unexpected happens. Joel begins to fight. Not against Clementine, but against his own self-erasure. Because memory holds meaning. Painful meaning. Necessary meaning. Joel realizes that without pain, there is no context. Without context, there is no self. And for the first time, Joel asserts something. I want to keep this. Not because it was perfect, but because it was real. The ending of Eternal Sunshine is often misunderstood as romantic optimism. It isn't. It's existential courage. Joel doesn't choose Clementine because he believes it will work. He chooses her knowing it might fail again. This is the key transformation. Joel moves from avoidance to presence, From safety-seeking to risk acceptance, from disappearance to participation, he finally understands that emotional pain is not evidence of failure. It is evidence of involvement. And involvement, not happiness, is the price of being alive. Joel Barish does not learn how to love perfectly. He learns something far more important, that erasing pain erases meaning, and that a life without scars is not a life, it's a disappearance.